A youth behavioral treatment facility accused of using illegal and dangerous restraints on children is claiming a legal victory over the state. Judges have tossed out both the Ohio Attorney General's lawsuit and now its appeal against Mohican Young Star Academy.
Now, despite this win for the facility, Mohican could still lose its license. 10 Investigates has uncovered a pattern of problems there, and tonight you'll hear from a former resident about his experience. Here's Chief Investigative Reporter Bennett Haberlin.
Passing 2404, still northbound, 2404, speed 85.
This police pursuit last December reached speeds of more than 90 miles per hour before ending in a crash on an Ashland County road.
585, crash, 585, crash, roll over.
Dash camera video shows a Loudonville police officer gets out to check on two teenagers who had walked away from Mohican Young Star Academy and reportedly stole this truck.
Fire an EMS en route to your crash. There, got two at gunpoint.
One of the teens would later be airlifted. 8 months later.
Chasing them, they're not stopping.
Okay. Stop the bicycles now!
Teens from Mohican Young Star are still escaping.
I got one running, I got one.
State Highway Patrol apprehended these teens along US 60 on August 28th. They were accused of vandalizing a property and taking the bicycles.
And it just wasn't good, in general, even for the other youth that were there.
Jaden Lahr graduated from Mohican's program last fall.
I was stealing it to be stupid.
Before his time there, he told me he had issues at home, juvenile charges, stays at treatment centers, and foster homes. When he first came to Mohican, he says he was excited for structure and a facility willing to take him in. But he left with this opinion.
And it just turns out to be the worst story that anybody's ever actually lived through, going through their program.
And you say that because of what?
Because of how their treatments ran, and when it comes to staff antagonizing youth, it's not helping their youth with the treatment.
Stop. You need to come back here and talk to me.
10 Investigates found teens seeking behavioral treatment here have routinely walked away.
You're under arrest for multiple assaults, okay?
Employees have also been hurt by the teens.
Like, he full on drew back and punched me.
And videos like these showing restraints are part of why the state attorney general's office sued the facility earlier this year. This takedown led to an employee's suspension, and this restraint was deemed unnecessary and led to a staff member being fired. Both were key pieces of evidence in the state's lawsuit, which claimed Mohican used illegal and dangerous restraints on children. The facility denied these allegations. The state lost the lawsuit and last week lost the appeal, with judges claiming the state failed to present evidence that conditions existing at Young Star present a substantial risk of physical or mental harm to the residents, and also that the state failed to prove there were no other remedies available besides installing a new operator.
Hi, good, how are you?
Good, I'm Olga Starr, the director.
The current operator, Olga Starr, has declined repeated interview requests from 10 Investigates. This week, in an emailed response, Olga Starr mentioned the court victory, along with announcing new hires and a plan for a new trauma-informed care model.
How would you characterize the use of restraints? Would you say it's a last resort or pretty common?
It's pretty common, especially for the groups that act out the most. Now, if you have a good staff member, they'll work with you, but if you don't, they'll call code and you're being put in a restraint.
Our investigation also found children have repeatedly claimed they've been hurt through restraints, including an incident in July where a boy suffered a skull fracture. Bennett Haberlin, 10 Investigates.
Despite the recent legal ruling, a spokesman for the Ohio Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services says the state still plans to move forward with the process of revoking the facility's license in wake of problems there. Remember, if you have something you want Bennett to look into, you can send an email to 10investigates@10tv.com.